Are you sober?
I eat weed sometimes when my meds make me too like.
What are your meds?
Like ADD meds that I take as needed.
And how often do you need it?
Anytime I'm doing something that's going to be requiring me to be not wanting to kill myself. Like if I get really depressed and I realized that my depression it's not something that can be treated with antidepressants. It's something it's ADD, and for me, because when I take ADD meds, my suicidal thoughts and stuff just go away. So I don't like to take them every day because I feel like it's cheating. I really do feel like I'm Lance Armstronging the game.
It's not. I can just tell you, like,
I know
I've
been told it's not.
Like, it's not.
I don't know that it's not.
I know.
Because anyone who I've ever let try them is like, I got everything done today. I'm like, oh, this is the thing all of those people I'm jealous of are taking.
Got it.
You know, where you go, how does that guy write so fucking much? How is he so prolific? How are they getting it? It feels like cheating. And so I don't like to do it. And there's some days you wake up and you're depressed and I know my medicine will make me suddenly grateful, present, happy, like all the things. And I feel like when I wake up in the morning, I don't want to take it because I'm like, no, this is the real shit. I don't want to cloud my thinking. So yeah, I do weed sometimes to like, but alcohol, no.
Did you have
I had a drinking problem for sure. But I saw everyone whose career was like going in the direction I wanted mine to go in. This is 2011. I just gotten a pilot picked up it was my first pilot, and I was like, I can't regret if this doesn't make it. I don't want to be because of alcohol, because I was just, my hangovers were killing me, and I was definitely hooking up with people I didn't really like, but it was the only way I could have sex with anyone was to get drunk or kiss anyone. And so I had to take it away to see, like, you need to force yourself to do this shit sober.
You, like, will not have sex for years.
Intimacy is really hard for me. Like, for sexual intimacy, just sex. Even though I'm, like, known as a sex comic, scared I'm going to be bad at it, just how awkward it is. Thinking that I owe them something and that I'm going to disappoint. Because I ascribe so much.
Have you considered praying for a pussy injury? Just hypothetically.
And then I get one from the sex.
People don't like it when I say pussy, and I don't like. I get like one.
Pussy's funny.
I know it's very funny, but I've had people like
it.
DM me like, I didn't like hearing you say pussy.
No.
Yeah. So the anxiety, and you just sort of have now. You take Zoloft or you take something.
I do. Yeah, I'm on a very mild. So I was on and off it for a long time, and I was on it for a bunch. It was great, very helpful. Almost. I mean, not literally immediately, but very soon. And I
remember taking Zoloft. It worked on like the third day.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't lose any part of my personality, which was my big fear, and it was really helpful. And then I was in Turkey. I went to Turkey for a month, and I've been on it for a couple of years at this point. And I was like having to take these. Bring my pills with me, and I'm just like backpacking around Turkey, and I'm like, what am I doing? I have to get up in the morning and make sure by 9 o'clock I have my anti-anxiety. I was like, all right, I'm going to go off it. And I went off of it for a while, and then I found I needed to go back on. So I went back on, and then when Amber and I got together and we were serious, like right away, it was basically she moved in within weeks, and that was all she wrote. And that must
have been exciting.
Yeah. I mean,
fall in love.
I mean, it was like very quick, and we were just in, which I rarely did, if ever. I would always like try to.
Did you question it? Were you like, is this healthy? Is this right? But
no.
Great.
I mean, which kind of meant that it was, I mean, our age difference was always we were conscious of it. Me more than her, but yeah, it's not an issue, and wasn't an issue. It was just that only.
I'm just talking about the speed. Whenever you jump into a relationship, I'm always
understand.
like,
Yeah, again, it just sort of felt like, that's
what's going to happen.
This is worked fine, and I think in part it worked early on too, because we were, even though we like moved in together very quickly, she'd go work on a project for 3 months and, I'd visit her, she'd come back, and then vice versa. I'd go out. I got to shoot in Vancouver or I'd go to
She's
London.
not the only one working in this relationship, guys.
And then I said, I'm on Zoloft. I think you should get to know me when I'm off Zoloft. And she said, okay, sure. So I went off of it. I was off for a long, 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 long time. And then when my daughter started school, I started, I would always, if you ask my wife, we have a place upstate and that I've had since before I even met her. It's awesome. It's in the woods and it's great. It's tiny and I love it. But when we go to leave, I'm always, it's where my anxiety kind of tends to come out in a not great, well, we got to be on the road by 2:30 and it's fucking 2:00 and I'm not leaving here unless the fucking floors are mopped because I'm not just, all right, chill out, dude, chill out. So when my daughter was born, I mean, that was all great and everything. And I didn't really have those tendencies, but once she started school, I could see myself doing this behavior with a fucking 4-year-old, 5-year-old, whatever she was. Like, Marla, you have to put your shoes on right now. We're going to be late and just chill out, and it would just keep happening.
Can you see it? Because my girlfriend has a kid and she'll be like, I was a little today and I could see it affecting my son.
Yeah.
Can you, and it's like a symbiotic ecosystem where you're like, oh, I'm being a little crazy and it's making them a little crazy.
Oh, for sure. And I'm hyper aware of it now, especially because it's been a thing in my life and I don't like it. I mean, I would make fun of somebody else if they were in my presence doing that. I would be like, okay, calm down. It's all right. We're good. Everything's going to be okay. Yeah. And it's just a matter of whether you can control it. Even though I know what I'm doing, it's like I can't, well, great. And it really came to fore when we were playing video games. I introduced her to, they have games for kids that are really great. And dumb fucking, put that peg in that thing and then you get the chocolate bunny or whatever the thing is. And I'm like, Marlo, you got to go left. I'm like, a video game that's meant for children. And I'm going, now we got to start
now
over.
You've done it. Fuck.
And just terrible. And then I was like, all right, I gotta do something about this. And so it was really when she started going to school, I noticed it, and then I've been back on since.
Great.
Really low level, low dosage, but enough to prevent me from
screaming at your daughter about a video game, about pegs.
All that depression stuff that I dealt with forever and ever, it's not behind me, but it's underneath me.
What'd you do?
Tons of therapy, lots of medication, and I think some time. I feel like
I know aging is disappointingly helpful.
Yeah, it might. I mean, like I say, there definitely was work. I've been in therapy for 1 million years, and I cannot understand anybody that says I don't need it. I can't imagine being alive in this day and age and not benefiting from going and talking to somebody, even if it's once a month.
BetterHelp, promo code Neal.
There you go.
10% off your for your first month. You can switch therapists whenever you want.
But yeah, so I've been in therapy for 1 million years. I've been on medication for 1 million years.
Did you want to get off the medication? There are points where I was on Zoloft for 15, 20 years. And people go like, and people are like, do you want to get off it? And I was like, I don't. A therapist pointed out to me, like, depressed people die prematurely.
Yeah.
So not the unmedicated depressed people.
Right.
So I could stay on it and live longer.
Yeah.
Where it's this thing of like, it's a failure or a weakness or something.
People are really fucking weird.
I know.
Like, they're really weird about it. When the first time I started taking medications, my friends were, and this is back in Chicago 1 million years ago, they were like openly like disappointed and scolding.
In the 90s?
Like,
that was like,
what are you doing?
How long are you going to be on that stuff?
Yeah. And like it was, and I'm like, there was just some notion that it would somehow alter your personality.
Yeah.
Or like, because we were young creative people, that it would somehow stymie your creativity.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, when I'm a miserable fuck, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So when I'm a little bit happier, I actually can do things. I can make these creative things that we're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
So yeah, I used to kind of think like, am I going to be on this for a long time? And then it just got to the point where I'm like, does my sister who's diabetic worry about taking insulin? Like, no, it's just something.
Yeah.
This is part of the hand you're dealt. There's just different things. Some people go bald. Some people.
Yeah, I say it's like plantar fasciitis.
Yeah,
like, it's not. I don't know. It just happened.
Yeah, and shut up about it. Who gives?
It's the Judeo-Christian.
Yes.
Protestant work
Pull yourself
ethic
up by your bootstraps.
Which I like to point out. Dave Chappelle points out the fact that you cannot physically pull yourself up by your. Impossible.
Yeah.
Don't even try it.
Hey, did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah, did you like it though? You want more? Don't want to work? Would rather watch videos of me grab-assing with people? First of all, go up here to subscribe, and then go up here to watch more clips. This is like when the weatherman says there's a high pressure system coming in. I'm not really used to the green screen.